All right, let's jump right in. We're going to talk about something that pretty much every finance leader is wrestling with. How do you stop your financial data from just being, well, a history lesson? How do you turn it into a real playbook, something that helps you make smart moves for the future? That's what we're digging into today.
So let me ask you this, and it really gets to the heart of the matter. Is your financial data a rear view mirror, or is it a real-time GPS? For way too many CFOs, those financial reports are all about what's already happened. They tell you where you've been. But in the world we're in now, moving this fast, you absolutely need a GPS. You need that live data to see the road ahead and navigate what's coming.
And this slide, it just lays it all out, doesn't it? On the left, you've got the overload. This is the reality for so many finance teams. They are just buried in transactional work. Compliance, reporting, closing the books, it's all super important, of course, but it's not where you create massive value. The real goal, where you want to be, is over on the right. We're talking forecasting, planning for growth, managing risk, the stuff that actually pushes the business forward. And that gap between the two, that's where all the opportunity gets lost.
Okay, so let's really unpack this problem first. This gap, the one between just having a ton of data and actually getting real actionable insight from it. And look, the costs of relying on outdated data are very, very real. These aren't just vague risks. They have a real price tag. Think about missed growth opportunities. Let's say you're a retail company and you're only looking at sales data that's a month old. You might not even notice a sales dip in a key region until weeks after the quarter is already over. But with real-time insight, you could have spotted that dip in week 1 and boom, immediately shifted your marketing budget to fix it. That is the price you pay for driving with that rearview mirror. But here's the good news. What if you could actually bridge that gap? Let's talk about how you can flip this whole situation around and turn that overload into a massive opportunity.
And this is the big idea right here. Strategic outsourced accounting. Now, listen, we're not just talking about farming out your bookkeeping. No. This is about fundamentally changing what your financial data does. It's about creating a partnership specifically designed to build this pipeline of accurate, real-time insights that you can take straight into your strategy meetings. It's a total game changer. So you're probably wondering, okay, how does this actually work? What does it look like in practice? Well, let's open up the toolkit and see what makes this strategic shift happen. This table just breaks it down so perfectly. You see, your core accounting services, they stop being just tasks and become the engine for timely data, which you can use for trend analysis and managing costs. For anyone in finance, fund accounting isn't just about numbers. It's about providing that crystal clear transparency that builds investor confidence. For CPA firms, this frees up your top people to focus on that high-value advisory work clients are really paying for. And hey, even personal tax outsourcing plays a strategic role. It lets your executives keep their eye on the ball, on the core business. So you see the pattern here? Every single service is tied directly to a powerful strategic outcome. And one of the huge reasons this is all possible now is the access to incredible global talent, especially from places like India. And let's be clear, this isn't just about saving money. It's about plugging into a massive, scalable team that's already trained in complex standards like US GAAP and IFRS. You're getting deep expertise, serious efficiency, and even a time zone advantage that can literally speed up your reporting cycle. But of course, none of this strategic stuff matters one bit if the data is wrong, right? Trust is everything. And that's why a rock-solid multi-level review process is completely non-negotiable. Here's how it works. First, a transaction is processed. Then, it's reviewed by a senior accountant. And finally, a manager has to give the final approval before that report ever lands on your desk. This isn't just a quick check. It's a rigorous system designed to make sure the insights you get are built on a foundation of absolute, undeniable accuracy. All right, now let's talk about the engine that really makes this all hum, the technology. This right here, this is what makes modern outsourced accounting a completely different beast from the old model. First up, you've got automation taking over all those repetitive tasks, and that's not just about being faster, it's about wiping out the tiny human errors that can poison your data. Then you have these amazing tools like natural language processing that can read and understand a contract or an invoice in seconds. And where does it all lead? To those real-time dashboards, a live visual pulse of your most important KPIs. This is your real-time GPS we were talking about. So when you put all these pieces together, what does it all add up to? It's pretty simple, really. It's about giving your business a decisive advantage in the marketplace. And if you remember just one thing from our conversation today, make it this. The goal isn't just to outsource accounting, it's to insource strategic clarity.
Think about that. It's not about pushing tasks off your plate. It's about pulling strategic intelligence in. It's about making your finance department the strategic nerve center for the entire company.
So I'll leave you with this question to chew on. If you had that perfectly accurate, up-to-the-minute financial data on a dashboard in front of you right now, what's the very first strategic call you would make? Something to think about. Thanks so much for watching.